and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, good evening. We're going to do the progressive 8K with Pack. And I'm hoping that we've got Victoria moving as well. She's not moving, so we've got a little bit of a problem. Hold on. Right, we're just going to have to sort Victoria out because she's not moving. Hold on a second. I also haven't got chat on. Hold on. Right, we're just going up to pair screen on Apple TV. Well, it says connected there, doesn't it? It says connected to the treadmill. But clearly it's not. Let's try one more time. No. Doesn't want to connect. Ah, hang on. There we go. I think we're all right. I think we might be okay. There you go, you're running. So Victoria's running. Marcus Holmes is here. Yoko is here. Paul Shaffey is running. We're in Group B, so we've already lost a bit of time. I haven't got my heart rate on either. Victoria, you catch them up. I will endeavour to sort the rest of my stuff out. That's a good point. Yeah, you won't know when you're there, will you? Because you can't see properly. I need to put chat up now. Right, let's just get chat going. We are behind at the moment, messed up. Right, YouTube is on. Facebook is about to be on. Jeff Partridge says, welcome back. Evening all. Amy Green, evening to you. Okay. Right, now we've actually got everything sorted. I can probably start running now. Oh, I need my heart rate going, don't I? Let me put my heart rate back on. I'm having a very nice, relaxed start to this run, aren't I, by just walking it out. Okay, right, I am a good few minutes behind, so I'm going to have to catch up with everybody, so bear with me.
Can you catch me up? Tell me when I need to...
Okay. Right, so I've got to get going. Let's try and catch a few people up. What speed are you going at, Victoria? I can see you there. You're about 45 seconds ahead of me. So if you speed up a bit more and try and catch everyone up. Yeah, I can see. Right, I'm keeping my eye on Victoria so that I can see when she's caught up with everybody. In fact, actually, let's highlight you. Hang on a second. Yeah, Victoria hasn't got a screen to look at, which is why she doesn't know where she is. Here you are. Right, so we're now looking at Victoria while I try and catch everyone up. Well, it will be a progressive run once we've caught everyone up. Oh wow, Marcus Holmes is only 47 miles short of 10,000 miles on Zwift. So we need to celebrate that. You're about 20 seconds behind the main Group B, I think. Right, Jeff Partridge is at 0.8 kilometres. Okay, we'll catch you up, Jeff. Victoria's 24 seconds behind you, so she's going to try and catch up. Speed up. Yeah, well, we're about 100 or 200 metres behind Jeff. Yeah, Victoria's just passed Marcus Holmes. "21 seconds now behind Jeff Partridge. Jeff's at 1 kilometre in Group B. So we're catching. Adrian Williams, hello to you. 1 kilometre done for Victoria. And I'm nearly at 1 kilometre now. There we go. So 1k done for me. We are playing catch up in the Hack Progressive 8K. Ha! Few technical problems at the start, but we're okay now. And we're about 16 seconds behind Jeff Partridge. Hello, Clive. Yep. No throwing up tonight. We're gonna chill out in a minute. Once we've caught them up. Right, Victoria, you're gonna have to speed up a bit. Yeah. Ryan Downey is just up ahead. I'm nearly back with you now, Vic. Good. Okay, we're together now. Both at 13, yeah? Stay at 13 till we've caught them up. Yeah, you got the fan on? Okay, so Victoria and me are back together. And we are about 13 seconds behind Ryan Downey and 8 seconds behind Jeff Partridge. Ambrose, thanks for the ride on. We are catching up. Oh, Ryan slowed down for us. Oh, that's nice of you, Ryan. Okay, we can slow down to 11 now. 11.2. Right, Tina Beard says, good evening all. I've just done the club handicap race. She says, God, I'm out of practice. Well done, Tina. Great work. Amy is being very steady tonight. So Amy Green is having a steady night tonight. And Clive is tapering. So he's being very good this week. Keeping it steady. 5k each day. And no more. Good for you, Clive. What are you tapering for? What have you got at the weekend? So Amy's in group D, just behind us. Tendon says, have a great run. I'm about to hit the trails after work. Nice one, Tendons. Ryan Downey says, hello, FMR family. And right back at you, buddy. So I don't know if you're aware, but on Friday, Ryan Downey has a brand new race. Or a brand new run, rather, not a race. It's a workout session. It looks quite tough if you dare. Yes, it would. Victoria says, would it make me vomit? Yes, it probably would make you vomit, Victoria. So it's called Pack Run Breaking Point. It's at 7:30 UK time on Friday. And it's basically a ramp session. So you just start easy, got a few sprint intervals, and then it's a big ramp up from slow to fast, basically to breaking point, to the point that you can go no further. So it looks tough, but if you want to give it a go, I have agreed to give the first one a go. So if you want to see me throw up, then tune in on Friday. Marcus Holmes says, Ryan's workout sounds lovely. I think lovely is supposed to be in inverted commas. Kim Salt says, vomit workout, yes. Amy Green says, yeah, sounds fun. Ha! That sounds like it should have sounds fun, not written after it. Okay, Clive Finnemore is tapering and he is doing the Saints Way Challenge at the weekend, which is Padstow to Fowey in Cornwall, which is where Clive is from. Ryan says, what is the max pace of my workouts would be? When I did my VO2 max test, I think I got to 18 kilometers per hour for 1 minute. I mean, I can sprint up to 20, but not for very long. But if it's a ramp test, if the ramp is going on for 10 or 15 minutes, I think the fastest I could get to is probably about 17 or 18 kph. Hello, Alexis. So Leo Loughran is running in Group A today. No surprise. Leo is always in Group A. Oh, okay. Cheers, Leo. Hope you're good, buddy. And also a bit of news. Today is the one and only day, if you're in the UK, well, if you're anywhere in the world, but that you can enter the ballot for the Lakeland 100. So I put my name in today. Lakeland 100 next year, or the Lakeland 50. If you want to have your name in the hat for the draw, it's very unlikely anyone will get in because no one ever does. But I've put my name in the hat and we'll see what happens when the draw happens. So that's one of the big 100 races in the UK, which I have never done and would love to do, but have never managed to get in. So today is your only day to apply if you want to get in. Get your name in the hat now. John Heaton says good evening. Hello, John. Oh yeah, right. Forget that I said that about the Lakeland 100. It was yesterday. You've missed it. Because obviously the more people that enter, the less chance we've got of getting in. So don't enter. Right, up to 11.4 now. So this is the progressive part of the run. At the beginning we went off really quickly because we had to catch everybody up, because we had a few technical issues. Victoria's treadmill wouldn't connect, but we got it connected in the end, so we're all off and running. We've caught up the pack. Ryan Downey is leading us over the bridge, over the water, and we are gradually increasing our pace as the run goes on. Well remembered, Kim. So Kim has remembered today is the 1st of September. And what do we do on the 1st of every month? We play Pinch Punch First of the Month game. And pretty much every month, my wife gets up earlier than me to go to work. So she has an advantage. And she always wakes up first and gives me a punch on the first day of the month and wins the game. What happened today? Today's holidays. Who woke up first? I did. Who won the game? I did. Yes. So for the first time in months, it seems like months and months, I have won Pinch Punch First of the Month today. I snuck up behind her and I managed to... Yeah, I peered through the bedroom door because I got up to make a coffee and then I remembered and I peered through the bedroom door to see if she was awake. She was awake and I ran in as quick as I could and did the deed. Apparently Jeff Partridge says Southwest Traverse is now open if you want to book that as well. If you want to run down in Cornwall, Clive Finnemore did it, as did Jeff Partridge, as did Jason Mitchell, and who else did it? Somebody else did it. Anyway, Southwest Traverse by Mud Crew is now open as well. Ryan Downey, 1st of the month, Spousal Abuse Awareness Day, yes. But it's the one day in the month that you are allowed to physically assault your partner. Pinch Punch, 1st of the month. My daughter did remind me last night, but then again, my daughter always reminds me the night before and I always forget. Or I'm always beaten to it. Yeah, but I think we've still got 4 weeks of summer left. September, these years, these days always seems to be still quite warm I've even known it to be pretty hot in October. So I reckon we've got 4 weeks left of summer. Right, nearly time to speed up again. We're going up to 11.6 kph. In 100 meters from now. Heart rate is relatively settled at 140. Sorry? Mine isn't. No, but my heart rate is the one at the top there. Okay, here we go. Increase the pace to 11.6 now. We are halfway through. 4 kilometers done, 4 kilometers to go of the hack step progressive 8k. Next step, progressive 8k. Alright, Kim, don't make us jealous. Kim's saying it's always warm even in December where she lives. Do you know what? I know quite a few people who do love their winters. But I honestly would be quite happy to have summer all year round. I don't think I'd get bored of it. Sunny days every day. Yes, please. As Stephen Smith says, do you think 80-20 running is the best way to train? I'm starting to train by heart rate rather than by effort and looking forward to seeing the results. Well, Stephen, I wouldn't say it's the best way to train. I'd say the best way to train is whatever you find suits you. It seems to be the best way to train for me, and there's certainly a lot of evidence that doing most of your running slowly leads to less injury and less fatigue. But I wouldn't ever go as far as to say that is the de facto best way to train. Everyone's different. Different methods suit different people. But certainly 80-20 is what I've been using for the past year or two now. And I'm enjoying it. There we go. Jeff Partridge says, roll on, wind, rain and snow. Tendons says, it's too hot in South Carolina, even to run outside sometimes. Kim Sol says she likes cloudy days because they're so rare for them. Well, Kim, you would love it over here because we get quite a lot of cloudy days. And Stephen Smith loves running in the snow, he says. Well, I mean, I quite like running in the snow sometimes, but I think if I had a choice, if somebody said to me, right, you can have summer all year long, or you can stay with the weather that we have in the UK now, I would choose summer all year long. That's aside from the fact that I do run faster in the cold weather. I'd just have to go away to places where it was cold in order to do my faster runs. Tina, in her club run tonight, managed to get her heart rate up to 178. Amazing. It is amazing how much higher you can sometimes get your heart rate outdoors. Mine tends to be about the same outdoors and indoors, but sometimes outdoors, you maybe in a race or something, you just put in that little bit extra effort to catch somebody that you might not do on a treadmill indoors when it's not quite so critical, or it doesn't feel quite so critical to catch somebody. Outside in a real world race, there's often a bit more of a draw to try and catch the person in front. And so you'll put in that little bit extra effort. That's why you should never do a time trial to get your maximum heart rate, because psychologically you won't put in as much effort. If you're in a proper race where you have to chase people, you will put in more effort than if you're in a time trial on your own. So your heart rate will get higher. Okay, here we go. 3 kilometers left to do of the pack next step, progressive 8k, and we are now going up to 11.8 kilometers per hour. Yeah, a lot of you know Ellis.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
So Ellis, since we went to Chamonix, has had a new lease of life, wanting to be a runner. And we bought him his first pair of trail shoes, proper trail shoes, while we were out in Chamonix. So he's come back full of excitement for running. And we took him out with our club last night for a 10k run on the hills. And he beat his PB by about 10 minutes. So that, because he was running with, everybody else was an adult, there were no other kids there. He's 10 years old. And he was struggling from about halfway, said he had stomach pain and a stitch. But he pushed himself. We walked where we needed to. If he wanted to walk, we would just stop and walk. But nevertheless, he ran faster for 10k than he's ever done before. And he sprint finished at the end. And that's purely because he was running with adults who were basically dragging him along. Amy would choose summer too. You and me both, Amy. Jeff Partridge says, well done, Ellis. Go Ellis, says Tina. Stephen Smith, it depends what terrain you're talking about. Daily trainers for road. I'm currently wearing the Hoka Clifton 7s. Victoria's got Hoka Clifton 8s. We have been using the New Balance 1080s for quite a while as well. Enjoyed them on the road, on the trails. We do love our Evo Speed Goats, but if you wanted just a daily runner, I would probably say you could go with something like the Hoka Torrents or something. Slightly less cushioned, or less kind of aggressive tread. The Speed Goats you would kind of normally keep for longer runs, marathons and upwards really. But there's no reason why you can't use them for everyday running on the trails. Yeah, okay, so Tendon says Clifton's. And Jeff Partridge says Brooks Ghost for the road. I've never tried any Brooks, but yeah, a lot of people go for Brooks and swear by them. Asics as well. A lot of people like Asics trainers for road running. Oh yes, of course. Jeff Partridge got some new shoes today, didn't he? Victoria wants to wish Jeff a happy new DAPS day, apparently. Oh, okay. Amy Green has Brooks Ghost. So she's recommending Brooks. Tendon says, I race in my Evos, love them. Stephen Smith has the same as us, Cliftons and 1080s from New Balance. But he may try Brooks as well, so because his Cliftons and his 1080s are both worn out. My 1080s are definitely worn out, but my Cliftons are pretty new, so I'm wearing them quite a lot on the treadmill now. I think they are neutral anyway. Okay, coming up to 2 kilometres to go in Group B. Thomas Heldorn is just ahead of me. Marcus Riedel, Rogers, Sakira in Group B. Hello, guys. Marcus Holmes is technically in Group C, but he's running with us in Group B. Savage is just up ahead of us as well. Okay. Yeah, so Jeff says he alternates between Brooks and New Balance 1080s. I tend to alternate between my 1080s and these Cliftons, kind of depending on what I pick up first, really. Yeah, what's available, what I haven't lost in the cupboard. You're just falling behind a little bit, Victoria. I don't know if you want to speed up. Well, go up to 12.1 or something. You're back like 2-3 seconds behind. Leo Loughran says he's invested, well, actually, Alexis, who's Leo's daughter, says, my dad has invested in Scott RC Speed Carbon and says they are wicked. Are they road shoes? I guess they are carbon shoes. I guess they are road shoes. Well, Scott do some very good trail shoes. The Kinabalus. I used to have a pair of Scott Kinabalus, and they were very good, but a little bit heavy, but excellent grip. So I know Scott from making trail shoes, but if they're carbon shoes, I imagine that they are road shoes. Okay, we're into the last mile, or nearly into the last mile. Marcus Holmes says, Tim Gross is my resident shoe expert. Yes, if you do want to know anything about any shoe, really the person to go to is Tim Gross, who, well, he used to be a very regular runner on here. We don't see him on Zwift quite so often these days, but he's still involved in our monthly meetings with Zwift HQ. But what you will know him for is making YouTube videos of shoe reviews, and he does, I mean, he buys endless amounts of shoes. He's got hundreds of pairs of trainers, and he always buys the latest and tests them and does YouTube videos testing his shoes. I simply don't have enough money to do that. And to be honest with you, I'm not interested enough in shoes to do loads of review videos, whereas people like Tim do enjoy doing those kind of videos. So I'll leave it to them to do them, because they do know what they're talking about. Jeff Partridge says the Kinabalos were lethal on wet rock. Yeah, I can't really remember. Maybe they were, yeah. Yeah, I think that the rule is with shoes, once you find a pair that fit you well, that feel comfortable, that don't rub, don't give you blisters, and that you feel quick in, stick with them. So, unless the company radically alter the style of that shoe, stay with the style of shoe that you know and love. which is what I've done with the speed goats. I'm now on my second pair of Evo speed goats because I just don't see anything new on the market that I'm gonna enjoy wearing as much as those. Not long to go now before the final kilometre and the final speed increase. All right, Jeff Partridge following after Damien Hall, wearing Innovate at the moment. On trail, on trail that is, I assume. Attendant says, I do like my Rincons from Hoka, but I need a wider foot. Any suggestions? Well, the only one that springs to mind would be the Ultras. Ultra make 0 drop, but very, well I say very, they make wide toe box shoes. And I did have a pair, I loved them, I had some Lone Peaks for a while. But I haven't bought any since, simply because I've found shoes that are more cushioned to my liking. But that's not to say that Ultras are not cushioned. So have a look at some Ultras. They make trail shoes and road shoes. Victoria seems to think that Hoka do some wide fit shoes. So maybe we're searching on Hoka's website as well to see if there are any wide fit Hokas available. Yep. Sorry. Okay, 800 meters to go of the pack. Next step, progressive 8K. Let's drop some ride-ons, shall we? Oh, Marcus, we've got S Holmes from the USA running in Group D. Well, Shafi, there's one for you. Lanaway in Group D. Amy Green, hello Amy. There's a ride on for Amy. And Yoko Wada. Well done, Yoko. Messenger. Divorced. S. Smith in Group A. Oh yeah. Who's that? Hello, Stephen Davies. It says returning from an injury. Hopefully back. Massive loss in fitness. You'll get it back, Stephen. Just keep running. You'll get it back. You know what to do. Tendons, be good to see you out running with us sometime soon. Look forward to it. Stephen Smith says, how does Marcus run so many miles? Well, he says most of my miles are very slow, so that's how to do it. Just run slowly. You are still building up your aerobic base. You're still creating mitochondria and capillaries to store and transport oxygen and glycogen to the muscles, even if you go very slow, so that when you go fast, those muscles have enough oxygen and enough fuel to get you round quickly. We have 2 minutes to go. 200 for goodness sake, 200 meters to go. And Ryan says, hope to see you Friday for the hack breaking point run, the new run from Ryan Downey and the pack team. Well done, everybody, for taking part. Good job. Thank you for all the chat, by the way, on the stream. I've enjoyed that. And there we are, there's 8k done. Slow it down a bit. Down to 10 kph. Tina B says, I'd love to try the new workout, but it may just kill me for parkrun. Well, but why don't you just do an easy parkrun? So do the workout on Friday night and then take it easy round parkrun. Use parkrun as a recovery run. Jeff says, good to have you both back. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, it's good to be back. We did the Film My Run 500 yesterday, and we'll do that again tomorrow. So 11:35 UK time if you want to come and join me, climbing 500 metres up a hill in France. We will do the Film My Run 500. And we'll do Ryan's crazy breaking point run on Friday. And I'll see if I can do a couple of outdoor runs between now and then. Stephen Smith has been taking Metatone daily. He says it's been helping a bit with the tiredness. I think that was some advice from Victoria from a few days ago. Well done, Stephen. Thank you, Amy. Amy says great running. Yes, you do get dragged along a bit at parkrun, don't you, Tina? But you have to be disciplined. If you do a hard workout on the Friday night, you probably don't want to be doing a hard run on the Saturday morning. But you need to be disciplined. Maybe just don't go. Just lie in bed and have coffee instead. Oh yes, Victoria wants to know, well, I'd like to know as well, Tina, has Montacute Parkrun reopened or not? Ryan Downey's just saying thank you to everyone who watched today, and I'm sure he'd love you to come and join him on the breaking point run on Friday if you can. I have to say, Ryan is very brave scheduling a tough run like that. Fingers crossed people will be brave enough to take part. Or mad enough to take part. And Marcus says the best part of winter is the minced meat pies. Oh yes. So last winter we had lots of comedy regarding eating mince pies and explaining what they are to the Americans. Yes, Tanya. How are you, by the way, Tanya? Tanya, by the way, if you don't know, is a good friend of mine. Richard is my running buddy. Richard's Tanya's husband. Tanya has not long joined Zwift. I mean, it must be... Actually, it's probably about 6 months now, isn't it? But Tanya is a regular Zwifter now. Lives about a mile away from me in Worthing. And they usually come out to Chamonix with us as well. I say usually. That we usually go on holiday together. We've been to Chamonix together once. But yeah, we're regular holidayers together. Me and Richard go and do our runs. Victoria and Tanya go and do their runs. And are very kind enough to look after the kids for us while we're on our long, crazy ultra adventures. But Richard is injured at the moment, so which is why they haven't come. They didn't come to Chamonix with us, because Richard would have been even more depressed watching me run and not being able to run himself. Victoria is determined to get Tanya to do an ultra one day with her. We know you will, Tanya. Oh yeah, Tanya is also the person who was the first person to persuade Victoria to do a 10k race. So the reason Victoria runs is essentially because of Tanya. Okay, 2 or 3 months Tanya's been on Zwift. But recently did her first group run. So hopefully she'll get into those and she'll come and join us one day. Running, maybe not breaking point with Ryan on Friday, but one of the easier runs. Is what? Oh, no, right, no, it will be. Yeah, Friday's run, by the way, will be in groups, A, B, C and D, so it will be tailored to your own pace. It'll be tailored to your own individual pace. Right, so let's slow it down a bit more. 9.5 now. Okay, Ryan's just lied to us all. He says, not breaking point, it's super easy running. Yeah, you try and convince everybody of that, Ryan. You keep doing that, buddy. Yeah, so okay, so it's not A, B, C and D, sorry, no, it is. It's one group but tailored, but the paces will be set at your individual paces. So you'll need to have your pace settings correct in settings on Zwift to make sure you go at a sensible pace for you. So we're going to go up to 10k just to make sure that the numbers are right for Victoria's marathon training. But we've done our progression and now we're just doing a cool down. Yeah, how is it actually? I'm not reading that out, Ryan. I refuse to read out. Do you know what? We had Clive looking after the film My Run 500 the other week while we were in Chamonix. And he had the cheek to say to everyone, if you don't want to do incline, drop it down. If you don't fancy the incline, don't put it on. Bloody cheek. And now you're saying you could drop your settings so they're super easy and cheat. What is going on here?
Oh, you
Yes. Marcus Holmes is doing his usual trick of running in circles around us, which is how Marcus gets all those extra miles. He just loops us all. He's on 9.8 kilometers now, we're on 9.3, so he's done, just by looping around and around, he's done an extra 500 meters. You can see him every so often, you'll just see him turn off and go round. There he is, round he goes and back again and catches us up. What, there's one in there's a park run in Bridport now? It's a bit dull. But better than no park run, fair enough. I guess, well, they could have one at West Bay. That'd be lovely down there, wouldn't it? A park run on the old railway line at West Bay, that'd be nice.
But there's the Weymouth one that we've done, that was only a local one.
Yeah, we've done one in Weymouth, Tina. And we've obviously done the one in Poole. Haven't you? You've never done that? Oh. Victoria's never done the one in Poole. I've done it a few times. Marcus says if you look at his Strava, everything just goes in concentric circles. That is a lot of running, Leo. Don't get injured now. I'm warning you, do not get injured. At least on some of those runs, you've got to take it easy, buddy. Yeah? Don't go hell for leather on all of those runs. Okay, 400 metres to go. Marcus is already on 10k. And we're going to call it a day at 10k for the day. We've got to get Victoria to 80 kilometres by the end of the week. So we've got a long run on Sunday outdoors. 20 miles. On the hills. But nice and relaxed. Nice and slow. Training Victoria for the Paris Marathon in October. Okay, Leo, I'm holding you to that. So thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time to chat with us today. Watch the stream, comment, or take part in the run itself if you did. Thank you to everyone, Marcus Holmes, Amy, Leo, Ryan, Tina, John Heaton, everyone else who's chatted to us and commented. Thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Film my Run 500 in the morning, and then we'll do something else in the evening. Haven't decided what yet. Stephen Smith says, always struggle mentally and physically with long runs. Any tips to manage things and increase long run distance? Variety and speed. So make your runs interesting, but don't do the same route all the time. Or if you do, make it so that it's a really beautiful or interesting route. I can't remember where you live, Stephen, but try and get to a beautiful scenery or something, or somewhere where you can stop and look at nature, and you can feel at one with the countryside or something like that. So somewhere which is nice to run, and then just don't go fast, go slow, and don't be concerned with stopping. You know, if you want to stop, if you want to walk for it, use the hills to walk, and relax. Don't pause your watch. No, relax. Take in the fresh air. Take in the scenery. Slow down. Don't worry about having to achieve a particular purpose, but at the same time have a purpose, and the purpose is to enjoy it, and the purpose is to take it easy. That's your purpose on your long runs. Nothing more than that. Don't think about doing marathon pace. Don't think about doing intervals. Don't think about speeding up in a section and slowing down in a section. Just run it, and you know, make sure that you're out for 2 or 3 hours. Just take it. Don't worry particularly about how far you've gone. Keep your heart rate low. I mean, that's one thing to keep an eye on, actually. If you do keep an eye on anything, is look at your watch and make sure that your heart rate isn't going above 140, you know? And if it does, walk. Slow down and walk. And like I say, just take in the scenery. And maybe take some food with you. And, you know, if you really want to, take some sandwiches, get to the top of a hill, stop at the top of the hill, and have your sandwiches. Marcus Holmes says nothing wrong with walk breaks. And then jog back down the hill again. You know, that's how I would do it. And vary your routes. So go to different places to keep it interesting. I don't use music, but you know, if you want to use music, you can. I mean, my preference will always be to listen to nature and the sounds around you and the scenery around you rather than music. But some people feel that music helps them. If it's a warm day, yeah, stop and buy an ice cream. Okay, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you to Victoria for running with me again and getting her 10k effort in today. We will be back tomorrow for the Film My Run 500, 11:35 for 500 metres of climbing. If you want to join me, Victoria will join me as well, and then we'll come back in the evening. Maybe Victoria will go out with the club tomorrow and I'll stay here, or we'll see what happens anyway. We haven't decided quite yet. Marcus Holmes suggests a quick beer at the pub as a rest stop. Yes. Although we won't do that during Film My Run 500 tomorrow. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow bright and early. 11:35 is bright and early for us, by the way. Take care. Bye-bye.